back when film was first invented, the first thing they did was film plays, right? The theater already had a language of expression, and the filmography basically served to capture that for posterity. But then over the course of 100 years, we developed all this very sophisticated cinematic language to tell stories in a much richer way, in ways that were not apparent kind of at the onset of film. And I'm wondering, for volumetric video specifically, what is the cinematic language and how have you seen it develop?
Well, I will say I might not really know how to answer that from a cinematic language perspective, but I will say, and Christina's heard me say this before, that I think that all of us working, whether we're in volumetric or VR, AR, or 3D, we are creating what I call the printing press of the future.
Yeah, in our case, we work with the tools to tell stories, right? Like editing the holograms and making interactions between the holograms. Yeah, it's really interesting, the new ways that people come to us asking what is possible to do. So right now we have, like, for example, a choose your own adventure system where you can branch to different sequences. And that's already super powerful, even though it's not like perfect or like a game. But that only with this simple system, you can tell like any story you want.
Yeah, I agree. I think branching narrative allows for interactivity, which does give the player that intimacy and engagement that, kind of blends theater and video games together, which I think is a little bit more of an accurate sort of I'm trying to say an accurate analogy more than cinema, because cinema is so reliant on close-ups, editing, cuts. They're just very, very different mediums. The only thing that really is the same is that we're using live actors and telling stories, but otherwise I think they're quite different in terms of the medium. And I think that theater and games have a lot more that they can instruct on how to tell a good narrative.